Hi, Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Hey, thanks to everybody who jumped aboard yesterday. Did a quick, immediate reaction show after LSU rallied to sweep Vanderbilt in Nashville. Great weekend for the Tigers. Looked a little bleak. They got down 6-0 in the second. Rallied to make it 6-4. Gave up 2 spots, so it became 8-4. And then, boy, it felt like. And then Joe Bear hits a 3-run homer. It's 8-7, and you're feeling like here they come again. And then they bring in Fontenot, who hits back-to-back batters and then walks in a run. And so you're thinking, man, what a bummer. You'd done a lot of heavy lifting to get back into it, and it felt like it was just going to slip away. But man, they just kept on plugging away. Good on the Tigers, and the bats exploded, which was, man, just great to see. Really, really great to see. So Tigers win. They sweep Vanderbilt. So LSU finishes the regular season at 17-13 in the conference, which I didn't think about this yesterday. That was my exact prediction for LSU before the season started. The conference record was 17-13. Really cool. It's a great spot to be in. I've said it before, LSU is a lock. They are a regional host. It does not matter what anyone else does or what you do in Hoover. Conversations I had last week, even after the Ole Miss sweep, the committee still had LSU as the 16 seed. So LSU was still a host even after being swept by Ole Miss. So a series win at Vanderbilt would make it a lock. A series sweep, now we're talking about how high can LSU go. So they are 100% going to host a regional. And the question is, how high in those standings can you climb? So, all right, let's say some good mornings here. Let me know your thoughts. But the other great news, of course, I should mention is so Kentucky beat Auburn. So LSU finishes ahead of Auburn in the SEC standings. LSU gets the 4, which means they get the bye on Tuesday. So you get an extra day of rest. So LSU will lead. They left straight from Vanderbilt, from Nashville to Hoover, where they'll stay. And so they'll have, today, Monday, and Tuesday. They'll have 3 full days to rest and practice before they play on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, LSU, oddly enough, will play the winner of the Auburn-Kentucky game. So they play again. Those two teams turn around and play again on Tuesday, and then LSU will get the winner of that game on Wednesday. LSU's RPI, that's not updated. Okay, wait and see the updated RPI, but should be good. Should be good news for LSU. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Y'all fire away. Appreciate y'all as always for being here. Truax, what's good, man? David Coslin, Shelby Kelly. Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that, Shelby. Michael Papierski made his big league debut yesterday. I'm so fired up for Pap. So before the season starts, Muso and I on AFR make our predictions for what former Tigers are going to make their debut. And this year we pegged Kramer, Pap, and Cam Sanders. And now Kramer and Pap have already done it. So Papierski, of course, had been in the Astros organization. And I thought he would get a September call-up this year. But they traded him to the Giants, who had a need, and they immediately called him up and started him. So, I mean, he got the call-up yesterday and started yesterday. So, great to see Pap make his big league debut. Sincere congrats to him. That's phenomenal. Again, another guy like Kramer who's kind of grinded. The bat has really struggled, but defensively he's a dude, and we talk about it all the time. If you're a catcher, shortstop, center fielder, you'll sacrifice the bat if you're an elite glove at a premium defensive position, and he is that. And I think Michael Papierski is going to catch for a long time in the big leagues because he's just a brick wall back there. So, congrats to him. The Giants did lose the game to the Padres, so you had actually a couple of former Tigers against each other. Pap, he started he started the game, was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So, and was lifted for Evan Longoria. So, but he got a taste of it, which is good to see. Austin Nola, incidentally, was 1 for 3 in the ball game and also had a walk. So, all right, let's say some more good mornings. But yes, shout out to Pap. Great to see him get the call up. Avery Ardoin, Jason Austin, what's good, man? Jason, still waiting, bro. Still waiting, and it makes me very uncomfortable that I've yet to pay off this this bet, which I owe. But what am I gonna do? Blaine Smith, what's going on? We should wear gold jerseys the rest of the way. Yeah, I think they probably will. Jay Johnson said something, on the effect of like, after the game, we'd have a lot of upset, players if we went away from them now because they're called championship gold is kind of what he said, and this is championship baseball we're playing right now, and so yeah, I mean I would assume they're going to wear them the rest of the way. No Sports Center, huh? Okay. Blaine Smith, what's going on? June camp's around the corner. Busy time for LSU staff. Yes, indeed. Bubba Tatum, what's good? Watched the beatdown with a sack of bugs. Some Sazerac Ryan, a 12-pack of Abita Amber was a good day. There you go, Bubba. I love to hear it. Was that all in Tampa or were you up this way? Ryan Dixon, LSU softball laid an egg. Beth needs to fix the team's attitude and mental toughness. Ryan, I'm kind of with you. I'll also tell you, man, this was an up and down season. They were very young this year. My hope is that this really young team gained a ton of experience and they come back next year and they're ready to roll again. Earl, what's going on? Latest injury on Doty. Barry now injured his right hand. I do not have an injury update on any of those guys. It's my apologies, guys. I should have checked at some point yesterday before we started this today. But we had 2 events yesterday. We had a friend's 50th birthday party, who at Fred's, incidentally, which was a lot of fun yesterday afternoon. So I was kind of keeping an eye on the game there. And we came home and had to go to an event for Erica's school last night. So we had a long day yesterday. So I did not get a chance to check. My mistake. Ryan Amanda Guidry, good morning. Truett Glass, what's up? Hey, Uncle Mike, good morning. Good morning. Lenny Moss, Hudco Honk coming up in 9 minutes. All right, Trivia, get ready, bro. Get ready, Trivia. The Hudco Honk is coming from Lenny. Spurge, good morning. Let's see. Here we go. All right, Spurge said, where does yesterday's win truly put the team? Spurge, I'll say this again. And if I'm wrong, y'all can at me. Okay, y'all can at me on Twitter if I'm wrong. Y'all come remind me when if I'm wrong. And I'm good with that. Again, I was told last week that LSU was, even after the Ole Miss series, still a host as the 16. And they needed 2 wins against Vanderbilt to lock themselves into a host site. They got 3. So I would assume at worst they're the 16 today, but probably better than that. And you're going to Hoover with the chance to do some damage. So, you win a few games there. Maybe the ideal thing is you distance yourself from Tennessee, right? Because if you're the 16, then your regional is paired with the 1, which will be Tennessee. So you want to avoid going to Knoxville in a super. You want to keep climbing. Trivia, good morning. Matt Lynn, D. Connor O'Neill, what's going on, man? Pat Houston, good morning. Lance Richard, good morning, Matt. Been a while since I've made a live, but still watch daily. What do the Tigers need to do in Hoover to secure regional? They've got one, Lance. I'm telling you. I'll say it again. LSU is hosting a regional. They could go 2 and Q and Hoover, they're hosting a regional. Done. Larry Garner, good morning, Matt. Great day to be a Tiger fan. Aaron Fontaine, good morning, Scone and fellow Scone heads from North Carolina. All right, all right. Bruce Shales, don't want to match up with Tennessee in the Supers if we can make it that far, for sure. And there's no, like, shame in that, by the way. The whole be the best to beat the best. No, I want favorable matchups. Like, I'm glad when the football schedule comes out and I see Vandy on it. Just like, give me the Sharpie and let me scribble a W. You know what I mean? Babe, Lenny's about to come honk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. And Trivia said, I'm just so glad Lenny's back. LA State Road 23, good morning. Matt Plavidal. Trey Gray. Taz, good morning. Just had coffee and biscuits. Very nice. Enjoy. Happy Sunday. Tyler Cooley. Morning, Matt. Really enjoyed the post-game reaction yesterday. Missed the companion shows and nightcap. Yeah, man, we'll figure out something to replace those in time. Someone had given the idea about doing like a Sunday reaction to all the baseball series, which I was down for. It just didn't work out this year, where at least over the last 6 weeks or so since we've been doing Scone and Tea to where I could do the Sunday reaction shows. So. All right. Jay Reach, is Auburn or Kentucky a better matchup for us? I guess kind of depends who's pitching. I'd say I'd rather play Kentucky. I think Auburn offensively can get rolling. I already beat you twice in your place, so I'd probably rather play Kentucky. But whatever the case, it does set up for LSU with an extra day's rest and not having to play a game to have every arm available. So, the real interesting thing is, if you're Jay Johnson, what do you do on Wednesday? Because, you're guaranteed 2 games. And my guess here is you throw McHale on Thursday regardless, win or lose. So you keep him on his regular rest. You could bump him a day earlier and throw him on Wednesday, but my guess is they'll keep him on his regular rest and throw him on Thursday. So, who do you throw? So you're not going to throw Dutton or Floyd either on Wednesday. So the question is, do you throw Grant Taylor? Do you throw Blake Money? Do you throw Fontenot, Hasty? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be basically a bullpen game on Wednesday, whoever you play. Or do you think you can get someone to extend for you? And they'll probably look at the matchup, quite honestly. They'll probably look at the matchup and say, okay, based on this lineup, who do we think has a better chance against this lineup to get us 6 outs, 9 outs, 12 outs? The other thing I will tell you, though, that does kind of suck is LSU is the 4th game on Wednesday. And they start at 9:30 Central, and they try to play 4 games in the day. But realistically, we all know games don't last 3 hours. And excuse me. And when you got to clear the field and get the new, it's going to be a late start on Wednesday. It just is. When you draw that window, when you draw the 4th window, it's going to be a late start. I mean, they may not start that game until after 9 o'clock. So, you hope that's not the case, but it's probably the case. Avery Ardwin, if we beat Tennessee and Hoover, is there a chance we get a top 8 RPI? So, Avery, good question. It's not so much just beating Tennessee. You would have to win the tournament. You'd have to win Wednesday, Thursday. If you win Wednesday, Thursday, you'd be off Friday. Then you'd play Saturday. And if you win Saturday, you play the championship game Sunday. So you'd have to win 4 games. And one of those would probably have to be Tennessee. And if you do that, then I think you're a national seed. And the comp that I'll give you, and I shared this yesterday for those that missed it, in 2014, LSU didn't have a great team. Remember, Aaron Nola was, that was Nola's junior year. He was phenomenal. Bregman was on that team as a sophomore. I mean, they had some really good players, but it wasn't a great season by comparison to 13 or 15. But they went 17, 11, and 1 in conference. But they won the SEC tournament. They went 17, 11, and 1, won the SEC tournament, and they earned a national seed. That was the year, of course, they lost in the regional at home to Houston, but it's possible with 17 SEC wins if you go win the tournament. So LSU to be a national seed, they'd have to go win the tournament, which I don't think they'll do, and that's okay. But that's realistically, I think, what they'd have to do. Neil Ripley, did Kentucky sweep Auburn? No, they took 2 out of 3. But Auburn played 1 fewer conference game this year. So LSU had to have more wins than Auburn for it to work out. Because if they had the same number of wins, Auburn would have had 1 fewer loss because they had 1 fewer game, and so their winning percentage would have been higher. Kip Kippers, Kenneth Westbrook, good morning. Hey, there's Lenny. Lenny waking up all the neighbors. Thank you, Lenny. Happy Hudco Saturday. Appreciate the Hudco honk from Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. That reminds me. I'm gonna get in here and pin the Hudco link. Let's get some roofs sold today, y'all. Or at least some roof inspections. How about that? Okay. Pin. Paste, boom. And sorry, y'all. Pin, boom. Okay. Find my spot here again. Dat Cajun is bet 3 and on the hot seat. I do not believe so. Tracy Poole, good morning. Keaton Berry, and let's go. What a game yesterday. Completely amazed by the grit and explosiveness of this team. Big J Johnson has definitely impressed me. For sure. Let's certainly hope that Jacob Berry and Kay Doty are healthy because they matter a lot. But yes. Keaton Berry and did Auburn lose? Yes, they did lose yesterday. D. ASCII Rock today. Probably not, D. So Erica's got some friends coming over today at 11. So she's frantically getting the house ready. She was up very late last night. You should see. Erica, we all have seen. Y'all seen like Drew's birthday parties, decorations. But even on a random Sunday like this when we have some people coming over, I mean, it's like we're hosting the president. And it's something. Austin Fridge, good morning. Carter Harris, good morning from the Air Force. All right, go Tigers. I'll be in Hoover this week. Very good. Carter, thank you for your service. Appreciate that. Dave Vendur, good morning. Austin Fridge, I did the math. Last 4 games, we outscored 61-22. That's right. It was a big win, obviously, in the midweek against Northwestern State. Why was Cortland all over Cruz yesterday? Don't know what you're referring to. Sorry. Just the fact that Cruz had a bad day? I don't know. Brandon, at work, not feeling good at all. Glad to have more Scone to listen to. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you being there. Hope you feel better. Get you some, make sure you're hydrating, bro. It's important. If you haven't. Get you some, Matt Flynn's My High is great. Liquid IV, whatever you choose. Those are great. Double play on Bradfield changed the whole energy of the game. I agree. Defensively, this was like sneaky, solid weekend defensively for the Tigers. And if that comes around where, again, they don't need to be elite. Like I think defense, let's see, I think their fielding percentage, let me check it. I think it's up to like 961 or something like that. Let me check. LSU's fielding percentage is, as a team, LSU's fielding 960. So 960 and great. But remember, earlier this year, they were fielding 951. And, I mean, they were on pace to be the worst fielding team since Maneri's first in 07. And they may still be that. I need to go check the numbers. I remember I pulled them all. But they're playing much better now than they were earlier this year. Oh, Brandon, you got strep. Hate to hear that, man. Sorry. Joey B19, if it comes down to the Aggies or LSU for the national seed, do we get the nod since we didn't cancel a midweek game? You know, I don't know if that will be the differentiator, Joey B. I do think that I do think, based on what I was told this week, that the committee might look for ways to ding programs silently that cancel games. Now, my feeling on it is that LSU and Texas A&M are not going to be in contention for that last national seed. The thing that A&M kind of has working against it is, you know, look, LSU took obviously a big ding in the RPI with the Ole Miss loss, but I told y'all, like, they'd fix it against Vanderbilt. They raised 14 spots in the RPI over these 3 days. So LSU's at 23, A&M's at 20. So there's a few spots difference there. And, you know, you've got the opportunity to go win a few games in Hoover and keep climbing there as well, depending on who you play. Like, for an RPI standpoint, you'd much rather play Auburn, right? The opportunity to advance, you'd probably rather play Kentucky, you know. So, Shelby, I'll one up you for the number of events in a day. Today we have 3 children's birthday parties today. Pray for me. Whew, God bless. Leo Williams, Louis Malhoy, good morning. Jason Rivas, good morning. Rodeyul, you don't want to be 15 or 16, don't want to go to Corvallis either. That's true. Chance Babin, shout out to Kentucky baseball, taking down Auburn. Earl, good morning. I want to whip Tennessee in the SC tournament. Tired of hearing about them. Okay. I mean, that'd be great. I'd also rather just not play him. Jason Austin, nothing but major respect for Hilliard, but if he's our only ace, I think we run into serious trouble during the regionals or super regionals. Maybe, but Jason, that's been the story for this whole team. It's why, like, we've talked about it all year, their biggest Achilles heel is they don't have top-end starting pitching. And if you don't have frontline starting pitching, you're not going to win a national championship. You can win a regional. I think LSU can win a regional. I think they can win a super. Look, I mean, Vandy was top 5 RPI team. You went and swept them. You know, you won a road series. You know, won a home series against Georgia, which is going to probably host. You won a road series against Florida. I mean, you can win a weekend. I mean, that's all a super regional is. It's go win a weekend. Take 2 out of 3. I get it. They got swept at Arkansas. They got swept by Ole Miss. And they've lost weekends too. But can you go win a weekend? Sure. The bigger challenge is when you get to Omaha, managing those 2 weeks without an ace to go head-to-head with another really elite team's ace. That's the problem. And then you fall into a loser's bracket. If you fall in the loser's bracket, do you have enough pitching to get yourself out of it? That's the challenge. Charlie Gale, what's up? Matthew Denicola, what a series win for the boys. How many do you think they have left to win to have a shot at a top 8? Yeah, again, I know I've answered this a bunch, but I'm kind of going through the comments at different times, so you might have asked it after I answered it. I'll say it again. LSU's a lock for a regional host. It's done. They're a lock. National seed, they would have to win the SEC tournament. If they win the SEC tournament, then they're in the conversation potentially for a top 8. Patrick Cason, good morning. Alan Hurd, Morning, Matt. What a crazy baseball season. Real surprises, which gives every team a chance to make a run to Omaha. Bats on fire. You know what? I'll tell you this. And Coach of the Year is Vitello, as much as I hate to say it. That shouldn't even be debated. I will say this. I was having a conversation a week or two ago about, I was asking a scout about LSU's signing class and the chance of getting some of these guys on campus. And he told me, he said, you're probably going to see high school kids overdrafted this year because, as he put it, he said, where are the dominant college arms? And I stopped and I thought, I'm like, that's a really good point. I mean, just look around the SEC. You don't see Aaron Nola, Asa Lacy, Walker Buehler. Even last year, where Ole Miss had Gunnar Hoagland and Doug Nikhazy, Rocker and Leiter at Vanderbilt. You know what I mean? Like, those guys aren't there. So it's strange, but and that's true across college baseball. Like, college baseball this year doesn't have the glut of top end arms that are draft eligible. So, and this is a long way of saying you're probably going to see more high school players drafted higher than they thought they might. That's one. But two, you maybe have a chance to make somewhat of a run because there aren't a lot of teams that have those dominant frontline guys that you just give the ball to and you just scribble a W on the schedule. Shelby Kelly, how much of your sports intake is because you love to watch sports versus it's your job and you feel the need to consume as much as you can to be on top of your game at all times? Yeah, that's an interesting question. It's definitely give and take. I'll give you, I'll tell you this. Yesterday when we were at that birthday party, there's no way, if I didn't have this job, that I would have been sitting there like actively trying to watch that game at a birthday party. I'd have been like, oh, I'll check the score after, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't be on Tuesday nights against UNO locked into every pitch and what pitching change decision Jay makes because I'm trying to learn his tendencies and stuff like that, you know, who he leans on. I mean, I wouldn't be doing that. But I love it. Yeah. John Joliffe, we are not broadcasting from Hoover this year, no. I don't know why. Smash that like button, YouTube, if you would. 118 watching, only 33 likes if we can get that up. 92 here on Facebook, freaking phenomenal. So we're over 200 concurrent viewers. Love to see that. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, brortho.com. Love our partners at Brock, and remember they do have after-hours clinics open today, every weekend. So if you need an orthopedist, hit up Brock today. And of course,
someone you know. Scone and Terrio. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
all right, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We'd love to come give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Rode Yule, good morning. Quentin Breakbill, Travis Bowman, what's up? Go Tigers from the Netherlands. All right. Earl, good morning. Yep, Earl, we did talk about that yesterday on the recap we had. Tip of the cap to Jordan Thompson. Not only did he really play well defensively, but Jordan Thompson is starting to swing a hot bat as well, which is a really good sign for LSU. Because when you look at this lineup, when you look at LSU's lineup, and you're looking at Thompson in the 6 hole behind that sort of murderer's row to start, where you go if you keep it Cruz, Pearson, Berry, Doty, Morgan, and then if Thompson is a guy that is a guy that they got to look out for, well, then maybe Trey Morgan starts to see more pitches. Or because they're avoiding those guys, Thompson's the one seeing more pitches and he starts producing. That's great to see. Thompson's batting average is up to 294. He's creeping up on 300 now. Berry's at 381, Cruz is 345, Morgan's 329. A quiet 329 for Trey Morgan. That's incredible. It speaks to how good he is. Dugas is at 319. And then Thompson's at 294. Thompson has passed K. Doty, who's at 286. McMahon is 282, and Joe Bear's up to 270. He had gotten below 250. I mean, he raised his batting average 20 points. So great to see him swinging the bat really well at this point also. Bruce Parker, Matt, I like the squeeze play yesterday. Seriously, though, I like it took away the possible double play ball. Bruce, I'll say this again. Someone mentioned it to me yesterday. I say it all the time. I am okay bunting to score a run or bunting for a hit. I'll always be okay with that. I'm never okay with a sacrifice bunt just to move a runner. Giving up an out to move a runner. I'm not okay with that. But you want to run a squeeze play? Absolutely. You give me a run? Absolutely. Chance Babb and Cranford hitting 2 doubles was the big surprise of the weekend. Yeah, you know what? Credit him. He took advantage of the park. As a righty, you know that big wall in left is 310. So you just get the ball in the air that direction, and you're probably going to bang it off the wall. And he did. So good for him, man. I mean, I would not recommend he do that in Hoover, because that is a cavernous ballpark, and if you hit the ball in the air 310 feet in Hoover, it's just a lazy fly, right? So, but yes, when you're getting production out of the 9-hole and you're turning the order over for Dylan Cruz, yes, that's phenomenal. Let's see. Mark, best bet for LSU for SEC Player of the Year, Heisman watch, Brennan or Emery? I mean, realistically, neither. I mean, come on. I mean, if I had to pick someone on the offense, I'd tell you Keyshawn Butte. Derek Adams, morning, Scone. Thank you for letting the people know to keep an even keel in LSU baseball. They've had an up and down year with inconsistency, but 17-13 in the SEC with your first year. What more do you want? Stay hot, play hard. Can't believe the comeback yesterday. It's very true. I say it often with baseball. You can never let you get too high with the highs or too low with the lows. You play so many games. You'll be doing this all year. Emotionally, you got to be here, and that's how you make it through 162 in the pros or 56 in college with 30 SEC games. 10 SEC weekends. I mean, think if we had been just so distraught after losing the home series against A&M and Auburn to start the season. Well, now you look up and we thought those teams weren't going to be great, but they managed to maintain. I mean, both those A&M wins the West, and Auburn, was a game away from finishing with one of the byes. So we got played out, man. Let's see, Mark. Jay Johnson is the real deal. His West Coast style is working. Say, brother. Wasn't no West Coast style this weekend, dog. They hit 11 home runs in 3 games. That ain't West Coast style baseball, bro. Nate Green, what's up? Let's see, is this a College World Series level roster? I think they can get there. I don't think they can win it. Because you got to keep in mind, look, I mean, LSU's going to host a regional. They can win a regional at the box. They can go win 3 games over 4 days at the box. Absolutely. Can that team go win a weekend in a super somewhere? Take 2 out of 3? Yeah, they've been really good on the road. They just took 2 out of 3 from Vanderbilt on the road. They took 2 out of 3 from Florida on the road. Or they swept Vanderbilt on the road. Yes, they swept Mississippi State on the road, who's not very good, but still. Can they win a weekend? Yeah, absolutely they can. But I don't think this is a team built to win in Omaha. They don't have the pitching to win in Omaha. Hang on, sorry. I got really far behind on comments on YouTube. Let me do about 5 more minutes, y'all, then I got to get rolling to help Erica. I'm gonna try to go quickly here on these YouTube comments, so my apologies. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button. Thanks so much for watching. Ultimate Warrior, what's good? Brett D. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to find where I was on this thing. Okay, here we go. Jay Maggio, what's up? Taz, do you know the 40 time of the undrafted kick returner the Saints have? Not off top, Taz. Sorry, man. Trivia, the friend better not be Lenny coming over. It's not Lenny. But Lenny and Lee and their girls have absolutely been over before. They usually come to Drew's birthday party, Trivia. And you're welcome to come to Drew's birthday party if you want to come to Baton Rouge. Y'all, like, Lenny, it's funny, Lenny's wife, Lee, and my sister had been friends since high school. Like, they were really good friends in school all the way up. And I think I have this right. My sister, Alicia, and Lenny got set up on a blind date. They obviously didn't work out with them, but through that, Lenny met Lee, my sister's friend, and then Lenny and Lee got married and they have 3 beautiful girls and a great family. So it's funny how things work out. Let's see. Will Coach Johnson go into the portal for starting pitchers next year? Yes, but they also got some dudes signed. But remember also, man, you'll have Javen Coleman coming back. You'll have Ty Floyd, who's coming on here of late. Can Blake Money develop another year? You know what I mean? Like, you've got some dudes here that you've got Dutton and Taylor. I mean, you got some dudes. You just need to develop. And then, yeah, you can go add. Joey B, if it comes down to the Aggies or LSU. Oh, sorry, I did that one. Brandon Taz. Austin Fridge, haven't listened to AFR in about a week. Who is the lead quarterback? Do you think Brian Thomas Jr. will be another great LSU wide receiver? They keep saying that they don't have a definitive lead. My point continues to be that either the 6th-year player or the guy who started 30 career games will end up being the starter. Dave Endure, does the committee take into consideration seating capacity of the venue? They won't say, like, look, I mean, let's be real, okay? If you're Tennessee, and even though Lindsey Nelson seats, 2,500 people, whatever it is, they're the best team, of course they're going to host. But if you got a team on the bubble like LSU and you know that the box is going to be packed, and I mean, yeah, of course. They won't say that, but of course they do. Breeze 9012, what's the word on GMEX platform? Fired up, man. I'm telling you, like, I know it's strange because right now I would equate it to like working under the hood of a car. So like outwardly, you may not see progress, but like there's real progress, man. We will be live this summer. The whole platform will be live this summer. The convos we have every week with our developers who are moving along. I mean, I guess I could spill this beans. Like the smart contract component of the platform should be done tomorrow. And then it's all about ingesting the smart contract into the wireframe and then doing a buttload of testing to make sure everything works as it should. But we are so close, man, relative to the time, the process. So very, very, very exciting. Very exciting. Ultimate Warrior, what's up, man? Tracy Poole, Sunday reaction show would be great, Matt. Is that a possibility? Seems like you're spread a little thin. It depends, Tracy. Like, I would love to do that and intended to do that this year, but there were just certain days where I had stuff on Sundays, and so I just missed it. When do regional seats go on sale? After it's announced, Dave. So Memorial Day, well, Memorial Day they'll announce the field, but that Sunday is when they announce the host site. So we'll know on a week from today if LSU's host, which they will be. Jason Trump, Ultimate Warrior. I need to see us dominate true top end pitching. Yeah, man. Who has it though? Raymond, what's going on? All right. The GOAT. What were you saying yesterday about how UT plays on a high school field and won't play the same in Omaha? Hang on one second. I'll answer that. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So what I'm saying is, like, the dimensions at Lindsey Nelson Stadium where Tennessee plays are small, and the park plays small. So Tennessee has hit a ton of home runs this year. And they've hit homers outside of Lindsey Nelson as well. Please don't misunderstand me. So, like, it's 320 to left center's 360, center's 390, right center's 350, and then right field's 320. So by comparison, at the box, it's 330 down the lines. It's 320 at Lindsey Nelson. The power alleys at the box are 385. At Lindsey Nelson, it's 360 and 350. You see what I mean? So, like, 350, I mean, it's 35 feet shorter than the power alley at the box. The box straightaway center is 405. Lindsey Nelson straightaway center is 390. That's 15 feet. So they play in a park that has much smaller dimensions. So when they get the ball in the air, like, you see a lot more homers. TD Ameritrade plays much bigger. So a lot of balls that they hit that would leave the park at Lindsey Nelson, where it's 390 to straightaway center or 350 to the power alley, those are flyouts in Omaha. And that gets teams at times. Look, LSU, we've talked about it before, but the 2013 LSU team was absolutely a problem playing in that ballpark. They weren't the only one. I remember, 2001, I'll always remember this, 2001 LSU, they went and played Tulane down at the Super Regional at Zephyr, which ended up being Skip's last game. LSU just pummeled a lot of baseballs that weekend that were just flyouts in a cavernous ballpark that had a huge outfield and a ton of space, and Tulane's outfielders went and made a bunch of running catches. So how the ballpark plays matters. I think that's a problem. That's going to be a problem for Tennessee. I'm not saying Tennessee, look, they're the best team in the country, all that sort of stuff, but they play in a ballpark that is very conducive to hitting home runs, and that's going to be a problem for them in Hoover and at TD Ameritrade. Has Terrio studied the phone number for Hudco? He doesn't know the number. It's so funny. Brian Penton, what's up? David LeBeau, didn't see a sweep coming, especially when LSU was down by 6 runs. Yeah, incredible. I mean, what's your take on Coach Jay? He's been amazing. I mean, to take a squad where he had to go hit the transfer portal, to not have true frontline starting pitching, to be at 17 conference wins, to be a top 4 in the SEC, it's amazing. He's done an amazing job this year. I'm going to go a little quickly here. John Melanson, how's Drew? My brother graduated from CHS yesterday. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Go Bears. If Auburn beats Kentucky, Vols get the Ole Miss Vandy winner. No easy task. Let's see, Dr. Jones, due to the material. What? Where does this win for LSU rank for a comeback win? I'm trying to think back. I mean, I highly doubt that 6 runs is any kind of record. But considering what was at stake and all that stuff, it was impressive and fun, and all that stuff is very true. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Hope you had a great day, man. Cliff's daughter got married yesterday in Atlanta. His oldest, so congrats to that, to the whole family, man. Glad to hear that. All right, Shane Danos, Dad Cajun, with these dudes coming next year as freshmen, are we setting up the team as young excuse? No, because you're not going to, because keep in mind, Dad Cajun, Dylan Cruz will be back, Trey Morgan will be back, Kay Doty will be back. You'll have Milazzo healthy behind the plate. Pearson, Stevenson, you will have a ton of experience. But when you can supplement with some dudes, I mean, look at the impact a guy like Josh Pearson's had on this team, right? It matters to be able to fill in the gaps. And I do think, by the way, they will hit the transfer portal for at least one starter. That could very well come from an SEC school. File that away. A position player starter that could come from an SEC school. File that away. We can thank Pulmonary for not having starting pitching this year. You see, I'm just not down with that. Like, you have Ty Floyd, Javen Coleman got hurt, you got Blake Money. I mean, he recruited good arms. A little snake bit with the injury to Coleman, and Floyd and Money have had up and down years. So I'm not totally down with that, man. I'm not. And if anything, yeah, Paul's the head coach, but I mean, Nolan recruited the roster as well. The flip side of it is that you got to give a hat tip to Nolan for going to find Paul Gervais. Nobody wanted Paul Gervais. Guy playing JUCO in North Carolina, But they saw a 6'10" dude throwing 95 with a weird arm angle and said, I want it. So they had some fines as well, man. You got to be fair. You got to be fair there. Murder Giraffe, good morning. All right, y'all, I think we are done. Thanks so much for watching, as always. Kyle Latuso, what's good? I'm not going to be in Hoover, or it's Kayla Latuso, my apologies. I'm not going to be in Hoover for the games. We never make that trip. Omaha might be a different story, but we never make the trip to Hoover. All right, y'all, I got to get rolling here. Y'all have an awesome Sunday. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, smash that like button. 135 watching, I appreciate that. Smash the like button on the way out, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the Matt Scone YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when we go live. And Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Appreciate our friends at Brock, the Bad News Orthopedic Clinic. Remember, After Hours Clinic is open today, so if you need an orthopedist today, they're the best. And Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, pinned in the comments. Would love to give you a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. That's Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.